In Subnautica, how was Marguerit Maida able to survive the lethal Kharra virus? While most human survivors who contracted it only survived for months, or in some circumstances even hours, how did Maida survive on the planet for over a decade? To understand why, we must understand how she got to Sector 0 in the first place. Being a member of the Degasi ship prior to the start of the original game, she was hired as a bodyguard for the crew. Although they were shot down by the quarantine enforcement platform like the Aurora, being forced to scrap their ship and make a base on top of the floating islands. They continued to make bases deeper and deeper until they were suddenly attacked by a Reaper Leviathan which dragged her into the depths of the ocean. With only a piece of scrap metal in hand, she was able to somehow defeat the beast single-handedly and used its corpse as a raft, eventually ending up in Sector 0, using it both as a source of warmth by lighting its fat on fire, as well as a food source. And eating the Reaper Leviathan would explain how she was able to survive the Kharra virus. As we know, the Reaper is a Leviathan-class creature, meaning that it is on the very top of the food chain. And, by being a carnivore that feeds on peepers, the sole transporter of enzyme 42, biomagnification comes into play. Essentially, biomagnification is when toxic substances accumulate in higher and higher concentrations as you move up from the food chain. This means that by eating hundreds of peepers and stalkers, the Reaper Leviathan would have such a large concentration of enzyme 42 that Maida could have simply consumed the cure accidentally. There is also another equally convincing reason. After enabling the command console and trying the infect command, which is the command that gives nearby creatures the Kharra virus, something peculiar can be discovered. While almost every single creature can be infected, it appears as though Leviathan-class creatures are immune. Even herbivorous Leviathans, like the reefback, cannot be infected, pointing towards the fact that maybe all of the Leviathans are capable of producing their own enzyme 42.